Africa, a continent of profound history and cultural beauty, holds countless stories of connection. Nowhere is this more vivid than between the two East African neighbors, Kenya and Uganda. Though separated by a border, these nations share far more than just geography. Their tribes, languages and traditions reveal a story of unity that existed long before modern maps were ever drawn. In this video, we'll journey through the deep similarities between Kenya and Uganda's tribes, uncovering their shared roots, customs, and lifestyles. Before we begin, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more African stories that inspire and educate. To understand the similarities between Kenyan and Ugandan tribes, we must first look at their origins. Both countries are home to three major ethnic groups: the Bantu, the Nilotic, and the Nilo-Hamitic peoples. Centuries ago, the Bantu migrated from Central Africa, bringing with them advanced farming techniques, ironworking skills, and structured political systems. The Nilotic and Nilo-Hamitic groups journeyed from the Nile Valley in the South Sudan region, bringing a renowned warrior spirit and a culture centered around cattle. These great migrations spread across East Africa, and as communities settled, their languages and customs intertwined, creating the close relationships we see between the tribes of Kenya and Uganda today. One of the most striking similarities lies in the Bantu tribes that inhabit the central and western parts of both nations. Take for instance the Luhya of Kenya and the Bagisu of Uganda. They are practically brothers separated by a colonial line. The Bagisu speak a language called Lumasaba, which is so closely related to the Bukusu dialect of the Luhya that they can communicate with ease. Both communities share the famous male circumcision ceremony, known as Imbalu, which marks the sacred transition from boyhood to manhood. These rituals are more than just cultural events. They are vibrant community celebrations filled with song, dance, and storytelling, serving as a powerful symbol of unity between the two groups. As we travel further north, we meet the Iteso in Uganda and the Teso in Kenya. These two groups share an identical language, Iteso, and practice incredibly similar traditions. They are both mixed farmers and proud cattle keepers who cherish communal life and traditional music. If you were to visit their homes, you'd find that their foods, and even their marriage customs, mirror each other almost perfectly. The border between them is so fluid that it's common for families to have relatives living on both sides. They freely visit each other for festivals and ceremonies, proving that family ties are stronger than any political boundary. On the lush slopes of Mount Elgon, the Sabay of Uganda and the Sabat of Kenya live as one people, divided only by geography. Both speak Kabsabini and share a culture deeply rooted in farming, intricate initiation rites, and the rhythms of mountain life. They belong to the Greater Kalenjin family, a group that has famously produced some of East Africa's and the world's best long-distance runners. Their shared traditions emphasize discipline, endurance, and community strength, values that define both Kenyan and Ugandan highland tribes and speak to their shared resilience. Now, let's venture into northern Uganda and western Kenya, where we find the Nilotic tribes, who share a common heritage and language group. The Luo people are a perfect example of this connection. In Kenya, they are predominantly found around the shores of Lake Victoria, while in Uganda, their relatives are known as the Akoli, the Ala, and the Jopathola. All these groups speak different, yet mutually intelligible, forms of the Luo language. Their music, their energetic dances, and their rich oral storytelling traditions are strikingly similar. Historically, the Luo migrated south along the Nile, spreading from Sudan, through Uganda, and finally into Kenya. Today, they continue to celebrate their shared past through their songs, their clan systems, and family ties that effortlessly cross the border. As we move toward the arid plains of northeastern Uganda and northwestern Kenya, we encounter the Nilo-Hamitic tribes, including the Karamojong of Uganda and the Turkana of Kenya. These are proud and resilient pastoralist communities whose entire existence revolves around cattle. For them, cattle are far more than just animals. They are a measure of wealth, a source of food, and the centerpiece of social life. Their languages, styles of dress, and cultural customs are nearly identical. Both tribes share traditions of creating stunning, colorful beadwork, wearing distinctive hairstyles, and holding ceremonies that celebrate bravery and the passage into adulthood. They are renowned for their strength and their profound connection to their herds, thriving in some of the most challenging environments in East Africa. Beyond shared ancestry and language, Kenyan and Ugandan tribes also share many similar cultural practices that weave them together. For example, in both countries, dowry or bride price is a fundamental part of marriage. It's a tradition where families exchange cattle, goats, or other valuable gifts to strengthen the ties between their clans. Initiation ceremonies, such as circumcision, are not private affairs, but are celebrated as grand public festivals that symbolize courage, maturity, and community belonging. Both nations have robust clan systems, where each family belongs to a specific lineage that dictates marriage rules, social roles, and a deep respect for elders. Traditional music and dance also play an essential role in daily life, used to celebrate bountiful harvests, welcome honored visitors, and pay respect to ancestors. The use of drums, flutes, and calandresponse singing styles are remarkably consistent across tribes in both nations. When it comes to daily life, the similarities just keep coming. Many Bantu tribes in both Kenya and Uganda are skilled farmers, relying on staple crops like bananas, cassava, maize, and millet. Meanwhile, the Nilotic and Nilo-Hamitic tribes are masters of a pastoral lifestyle, their days organized around herding their precious cattle. In both countries, communities celebrate successful harvests with joyous songs and communal feasts. Traditional foods like millet porridge, matoke, and roasted meat are enjoyed on both sides of the border, showcasing just how deeply their lifestyles are intertwined. Language is another powerful bridge connecting the two nations. Many words in Ugandan and Kenyan languages sound incredibly alike because of their shared Bantu roots. For instance, the words for water, fire, or simple greetings in Luganda, Luhya, and Kikuyu have similar pronunciations and grammatical structures. Even Nilotic languages, like Luo and Akali, have a significant amount of overlapping vocabulary. This linguistic connection makes it easy for people from neighboring tribes to understand each other, which in turn strengthens regional unity and friendship. It's also crucial to remember the shared historical background of these two nations. Before colonial borders were arbitrarily drawn on a map, the people of what we now call Kenya and Uganda lived freely across the same territory. Families traded goods, intermarried, and migrated without any restrictions. The British colonial boundaries split many communities right down the middle, leaving relatives on opposite sides of a new, artificial border. But even today, these relationships remain incredibly strong, as people continue to visit and interact across the frontier. This deep connection has fostered peace and cooperation between Kenya and Uganda, not just culturally, but also socially and economically. In essence, the tribal similarities between Kenya and Uganda tell a powerful story, a story of shared heritage, brotherhood, and a unity that predates colonialism by centuries. These tribes remind us that Africa's borders are recent lines on a map, while its people have always been connected by blood, culture, and a shared history. From the Luhya and the Bagisu to the Turkana and the Karamojong, the bonds between Kenya and Uganda go far beyond nationality. They are a beautiful reflection of a shared African identity. As we conclude, it's clear that Kenya and Uganda as tribal connections symbolize the profound beauty of unity in diversity. Though different in government and geography, their peoples share timeless traditions that tie them together in language, culture, and spirit. The similarities between these tribes are a powerful reminder that Africa's greatest strength lies not in its borders, but in its people. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the amazing similarities between Kenyan and Ugandan tribes, don't forget to give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe for more educational videos about African history, culture, and people. Tell us in the comments which tribe or tradition you found most fascinating. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious.